Welcome to Raging Reviewers. We just finished our final video of We Were Here Forever. So now we are going to go over and we're gonna talk about all four of the games together in one because I think that they deserve to be grouped up together. So the first one here that we got is the We Were Here, which is the free one, the one that originally came out. I think it was only like a few dollars when it came out, or it started free. I don't remember because I got it like absolute years ago when it first came out, and I was super interested in it. And for this first one, it's really an introduction. This is what the game is gonna be like. This is kind of how the puzzles are gonna be. We might make them harder. They do make them harder. And this is just what you are going to be paying for once you actually start paying money for the games. And you can play both sides and get kind of a different story. But then, of course, there's only that one ending where one person gets free and one person is unable to get free.
Dude, spoilers.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Well, I mean, that's basically the premise of all four of them. I mean, there are different ways to end the other three, but the first one you can only end with one person getting out and another person staying behind. And for this first one, I think I would give it. We're only judging these ones on gameplay because the story really doesn't matter in a puzzle game. The mechanics are passable enough that it really doesn't matter. So the only thing worth judging these on is their gameplay. And I say on this first one, a solid like 6 out of 10 because it's a good game. It's maybe hour and a half, 2 hours worth of gameplay, but it's free and it gets you into the game. What about you, good sir?
I mean, I'm not like a big number rating guy. I would just say I think if you like puzzle games at all, or if you like playing co-op games at all, you got to do it. It's just great.
It is.
The first one, the first one, there's like no frustrating puzzles. They all make sense like immediately, and that's it. I mean, it's just a great time. Just a great time with the boy.
They were all really pretty simple. On
They're
that
super.
first one.
They're all simple. You can get what the idea of what you're supposed to do immediately. Almost always, you know.
Yeah. Now let's move on to the second one. We Were Here too. What are your thoughts on that one?
I think that was the one that had the most well, maybe that was I think they're all great, but I think number 2 felt uh there were some puzzles that were kind of annoying, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
It's just
Number two felt to
it's
me
just
like their first like real trial of this game because they had gotten through the free one and now they were making one that was going to cost money and take time, and so I think they made a lot more mistakes in that second one, and some of the puzzles were really kind of just a pain.
yeah, there was one that just there was no way for you to know immediately what you were supposed to do and the other player can just die.
Yeah.
Like it's like the third or fourth puzzle. I don't know, it depends on how you classify them, but it's at least the earliest you could classify it is like the third puzzle. There's like a puzzle where a door opens randomly in the room for one player,
Yes.
but you have no way of the way the room is structured, you could just miss it and then get distracted with another door that you can open manually for like some lore. But if you do that, then you might not, you just won't notice the door, and the other player will be like, it actually happened to us once, I think, the
Mm-hmm.
first time, where the other player will just be like in a room with lava, and they'll be like, all right, well, you got to do something, and you're just sitting there like, well, I don't, there's nowhere for me to go. Where's the door? Is there a door? I don't know. And then you go out and look out and you find it like at the last second, and they're just screwed by that.
Yeah, it was. We died a couple times on that puzzle. That was the one with the cross squares too, which was
Yeah.
also really
So
just a difficult puzzle altogether.
yeah, number 2 had a puzzle like that. Yeah, I think it also had it also had like a maze type one, which is just kind of, it just gets annoying
It was
because
very,
of the way you have to do it. It's like barely a puzzle. It's more like you're guiding one person, and
yeah,
it's not just like, oh, it's just a maze. You guide them through. There's like a speed element to it, and that makes it frustrating. So other than that, it's pretty good. Those two puzzles do kind of stick out.
definitely. That was a good. I liked that one for the most part, but I definitely remember both of those puzzles as well. I think every other puzzle we pretty much blasted through. My other like slight complaint with that one is that there is a secret ending, and we won't spoil what it is or how to do it. But it's almost impossible to figure out without looking it up.
The
Um,
way you get it is very obscure, and the I won't spoil how to get it, but I'll say the first part of it, the very first part of getting it, is completely different from the other parts of getting it in the way you get it. So it's in that way it like is annoying. So you would like never get it without knowing to look for it, you
you
know?
you have to look it up. It's I don't think it's
Yeah,
possible to
the
find
first
without.
one is so easy to not. The first part of it is so easy to not like do that you kind of have to look.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which it is a secret thing, so it's like okay, but also I don't know. At least make them all
The same.
like similar enough that you could like figure it out somehow.
For sure. All right, let's move on to the third one. The third one was actually my favorite out of all of them. I really enjoyed the third one. There was the puzzle that we had where we were making potions, and one of us had how you make the potions, and then one of us had to plant seeds and grow them and make the potions. And that one was just so enjoyable, and it wasn't tedious at all. I think there were a couple more kind of tedious ones in the third one. But overall, the third one just felt better. It felt like they had finally gotten what they wanted to do in the series right. And there weren't any issues. And I would by far say that the third one was my favorite.
Yeah, I think we were here together is probably the best one. I think personally, I think it was great. There was one puzzle. I'm pretty sure it was yes. There was a puzzle that had to do with like
Pipes.
a test. No, no, it wasn't even the pipes one. I think we just misunderstood the pipes one. I'll give the pipes one the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
And there was also like the latter one where we kind of misunderstood it a bit. It's those two were a bit unclear. So I mean, like that's at the end of the day, if it's a puzzle and you're expected to figure it out, if it's unclear, that kind of sucks. But there was one before the pipes one where it was like Tesla, like electricity kind of.
Oh yeah.
That one was so unclear that I don't know how we even figured it out on like the second try.
It was it
Like
was
on the
a
second, we failed it twice. On the second try, we figured out what we were even supposed to do.
yeah.
So I don't know how we figured that out, but we just kind of intuitioned it out, I guess. That one is very unclear, and I think that's probably the worst puzzle in that game. But otherwise, all of them are great. Honestly, they're all great. We just kind of had a little bumble with the pipe thing and the ladder thing, I
Pipes.
think. But everything else, yeah, it was great. It was just a great game. I
Yep.
think it has the strongest ending too.
It did have a really good ending, and it was super depressing for me. But it's you'll have to watch to figure out why. If that video
Or
actually
play it
worked.
yourself with one of your boys.
Yeah, play with a boy.
The
Okay,
boys.
let's move on to We Were Here Forever, the one that we just finished. This had some amazing puzzles, but it also had some of the worst puzzles in the whole game. It
We're talking about the
was
pipe one, you know.
let's the pipe one. So we don't like pipes. We're just gonna say we don't like pipes.
I'm anti-pipe. That's right. I said it.
The pipe puzzles are there's only one way to get it right, and it's very specific, and it's frustratingly difficult when you have two people with different things, and,
Yeah,
they're
it's
friendship enders.
it's yeah, it's difficult because of the way the puzzle is assembled, I guess. I don't know, it's hard to describe.
Yes, I would say watch our video, but unfortunately, it didn't come out very well. So that's one
There are some troubles.
you're gonna have to try on your own. We are working on getting better systems. It's we do this for fun. We don't have money. um, but they had another potion building puzzle, which I absolutely loved. That puzzle was
I
so
thought
much
yeah,
fun.
the potion puzzle I thought was great. I didn't mind the time limit on this one, honestly. I thought it was still great.
It was a reasonable time limit, and it was a time limit that said you have to do things. You have to be efficient with everything
you
you're
just had
doing.
to get efficient with it.
And even I think it took us maybe 3 or 4 tries, but it wasn't frustrating at all. And we only failed because we weren't communicating well enough.
Well, the first time we didn't even know there was a time limit. So, I mean, I feel like we can cut one of those failures off because we were just like goofing
Yeah, like
around, being slow.
straight noob goofing, didn't know what we were up to.
Yeah.
But, and then there were puzzles like the sound puzzle, which, as silly as it was and creative as it was not a very good puzzle. And part of it was on
Well,
us because we didn't notice something we should have noticed right away, which
I
was
thought it was a really fun puzzle once you figure out exactly how to do it. It just took a while to get there,
yes.
maybe more so than other puzzles would take to get there, you know?
I think more than anything, it would have been there is a part where so you're working. I don't want to spoil it, but you really got to pay attention to the character that's making the sound because we missed an obvious sign that was like, oh, this is how you figure out this language that you're supposed to be doing. And once we had figured that out, it was a little bit more enjoyable, and it was kind of a silly one.
Yeah.
There was definitely also a lot more tedious puzzles in this. The
So
music box
there's
one.
yeah, there's a portion with a music box which you would know immediately if you played the game. You know, oh yeah, I know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
It's is the first half okay? I think it's
The first half
the
of the music box, because
yeah, the
after
first
we go
half.
that, then we go into the crazy
Yeah, the
stuff.
first half is just tedious. It's just annoying. Honestly, it's not that interesting of a puzzle. It's like I know there's like an analog I can make that's like super easy and you'd like immediately what it's like kind of like, but I'm not gonna because I can't think of it right now. Um, but the second half of the music box I didn't mind, but I know someone else didn't like it that much. I thought that part was fine. It was kind of a fun puzzle-ish, but the first half was just not a good time.
The first half was ridiculous and way
The
too
first
much.
half of the music
I
box was
think
not a good
the
time.
second half, the frustrating part for me was that it just kept going. It was way too long because after we finished it the first time, I was like, oh, cool. That was awesome. We did it. I got a little frustrated sometimes because I didn't understand it. But then it went again. And I was like, I don't want
Like,
to do this
not
again.
again.
Like, give me a different puzzle. But overall, the series it's so worth your money. I
Yeah, it's
think
super worth it.
I think overall it's maybe $30 for all three of the games because the newest one is the most expensive and rightfully so. They put definitely more time and energy into that one. Third one is the best. We Were Here Together. We Were Here Too was okay, and then if you're interested in the story, I wouldn't be. the story. The story doesn't matter. It's a cool little caveat that's there.
It's more about I guess the
Friendship.
feeling that you get when you play the games
It's
than it is the story.
it's all about the brotherhood
Yeah,
and
it's
the
about the
camaraderie.
feeling you get working together with someone to solve the puzzles,
And
and then you get to the endings and stuff, you know.
yeah, then those endings are not always satisfying. So if you like this, if you liked our review, please watch our videos. Some of them are watchable. Again, we apologize. Some of them are
Well,
not.
let's be honest, most of them are. It's mostly in the fourth game where things get a little rough, and
Fourth,
that's
and I think
unfortunate.
three
But
and second. Yeah, it's
yeah, again, we are not. This is not our job. Current. You know, it's not our job, so we just don't really have the optimal supplies and materials and equipment. So
Look, I'm a teacher. I don't get paid money. I have a laptop
true.
that I use for work as well as play. So we're doing what we can. If you want to support our channel and you want us to get more into this, subscribe, share our videos. Maybe someday we'll be able to put this as a temporary job on the side. But
Yeah, we're having fun, so we hope that you do too.
it's a blast. Thanks for joining Raging Reviewers. Hope you like this game and the videos.